Hello everyone, myself Jaya Agarwal, Assistant Professor Political Science from SPCGCA Ajmer. I welcome you all in this video, and today we are going to study about the USA and the theory of separation of powers. We have talked about the meaning of the theory of separation of powers and who was propounded by Montesquieu. We have talked about it and how the organs of the government are balanced in a way, are balanced or are distributed powers in the sense that the freedom or liberty of a person can be protected. Therefore we need the theory of separation of powers. Today we are going to study about this theory in regard we are going to study the theory of separation of powers and which is the basis of the Constitution of United States of America. So first one is, it is the main feature of American Constitution. As a political system, the theory of separation of powers can be described as a main feature or main characteristic of the American Constitution, along with the theory of check and balances. We are not going to study today, we are not going to study about the theory of checks and balances, but we can see that as a political system, both the theories work as a basis for the American Constitution. So according to some thinkers, when we talk about the features of American Constitution, no any feature is as important as this theory, which works as a basis for this constitution. And second one is John Locke. John Locke, who is known as a thinker who supports, who cares for the liberty of a person, who wants to protect the freedom of a person, and according to John Locke, that at any cost the liberty of a person should be protected. This is the main aim of the state, and the constitution makers of the American Constitution accepted it. Actually, the philosophy of John Locke had a great impact over the constitution makers of the United States of America. And therefore when they were in the process of making of this constitution, they followed this theory of John Locke and accepted it, adopted it, and they framed the constitution in the manner that this philosophy will work as a backbone for the constitution. So that's mean the liberty of a person can never be destroyed, will always be protected. Next one is, to protect liberty we need separation of powers. In our previous video we have discussed that why we need separation of powers, because the main aim of a person is to develop his or her personality, and this is only possible in an atmosphere, in an environment where we find the protection of liberty that cannot be harmed in any way. So next one is meaning of theory of separation of powers. Along with the first point and the third point, we have discussed also in our previous video that there are three organs of the government: this legislature, executive, and judiciary. Their work should be separated from each other and from one another, and they should have the certain criteria, they should have the certain sphere or scope, and no organ will interfere in one another's sphere or scope or work or function. Here comes the some examples which prove that the constitution makers of the American Constitution accepted this theory firmly. So first one is when we see the when we read the article 1 of the United States constitution, which says that all legislative powers herein granted shall be vested in a congress, and similarly article 2nd of the United States constitution says the executive power shall be vested in a president of the United States, and quite similarly, Article 3, third of the United States Constitution wastes all the powers, all the judicial powers in the judiciary, that is Supreme Court, and the structure where the setup which has been provided by the constitution makers in America for the judicial system. So that's all for today from my side. Thank you very much.